Hi everyone, I am Rihanna here from SNIT Adu. Here we are studying the subject Ground Improvement Techniques for 6th semester Civil Engineering as per APJ KTU syllabus. And now we are on the revision part and we are discussing module 1, which is Ground Improvement Techniques. So in this module we have already discussed about the introductory part, the various ground improvement techniques which are used for ground improvement, the objectives and purposes of ground improvement, etc. And today our topic of discussion is soil distribution in India. Soil can be simply defined as a mixture of small rock particles or debris and organic materials or humus which develop on the earth's surface and support growth of plants. In our country India, we have a combination of tropical and temperate climatic conditions and exposed to monsoon weather almost throughout the country. So in India, basically the soil is classified as Urvara versus Ushara. Urvara means fertile soil and Ushara means sterile soil. The soils of Indo-Gangetic plains are mainly alluvial soils and boulders. The soils of India may be generally classified into different categories, which involves alluvial soil, which covers about 43%, red soil 18.5%, black or rigor soil 15%, arid or desert soil, laterite soil, saline soil and alkaline soil, peaty or marshy soil, forest soil, submountain soil, snowfields and boulder deposits. These are some of the most important categories of soils which are seen in India. Now we have to study the characteristics of these soils. First one, alluvial soil. It is widespread in northern plains and river valleys. The familiar alluvial deposits of India are in the Indo-Gangetic and Brahmaputra floodplains. The thickness of these deposits in this area exceeds about 100 meters. It is humus, lime and organic matters are present in this type of alluvial soils. It is highly fertile. They are depositional soil transported and deposited by rivers and streams. The sand content decreases from west to east of the country in case of alluvial soil. New alluvium is termed as khadar and old alluvium is termed as bunker. Alluvial deposits generally present alternate layers of sandy silt and clay, and in some locations organic layers are also encountered. The color of the soil is light grey to ash grey and texture is sandy to silty loam or clay. The soil is rich in potash and poor in phosphorus. The second one, black cotton soil or rigor soil. Black cotton soil is one of the major soil deposits of India and it is spread over a wide area of about 300,000 square kilometers in India. Rigor means cotton. Best soil for cotton cultivation is this black cotton soil is the best soil for cotton cultivation. The soil has high water retaining capacity. It is rich in iron, lime, calcium, potassium, aluminum and magnesium, and poor in nitrogen, phosphorus and organic matters. The depth of the black cotton soil can be as high as 20 meters. The black cotton soil extends over the states of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, etc. The color of the soil is deep black to light black and its texture is clayey. This soil possesses high clay content. The soil surface is hard in summer season and it becomes slushy and loses its strength substantially during the rainy season. The soil has high moisture retentive capacity. The third type of soil is red soil. It is seen mainly in low rainfall area. It is also known as omnibus group of soil. The soil is porous friable structure. The absence of lime, kankar. In this type of soil, there is the absence of the compounds like lime and kankar. The soil is deficient in lime, phosphate, manganese, nitrogen, humus and potash. The red color of the soil is because of the presence of ferric oxide. The lower layer of the soil is reddish yellow or yellow in color. The texture of the soil is sandy to clay and loamy. And the next type of soil is desert or arid soil. Thar Desert in Rajasthan, covering about 500,000 square kilometers, consists of the desert soils of India. These soils are wind-blown deposits generally present in the form of sand dunes with an average height of about 15 meters. It is seen under arid and semi-arid conditions. It is deposited mainly by means of wind activities. The soil has high salt content. The soil possesses lack of moisture and humus. Kankar or impure calcium carbonate content is high in case of the soil, which restricts the infiltration of water. The deposits are formed under arid conditions and the dune sands are predominantly of non-plastic uniformly graded fine or silty sands. Nitrogen is insufficient and phosphate is normal in case of desert soil. Some of the negatives or the problems associated with this type of soil are soil stabilization for roads and runways and scarcity of water for construction activity is difficult in case of desert soils, and the texture of soil is sandy and the color is red to brown. Next type of soil is the laterite soil. A coarse-grained concretionary material with 90% of lateritic constituents is called laterite. Fine-grained materials with lower concentrations of oxides are known as lateritic soils. This laterite soil is formed as a result of high leaching. The organic matters of the soil will be removed fast by the bacteria as it is high temperature, and humus will be taken quickly by the trees and other plants. Thus, the humus content of the soil is very low. The soil is rich in iron and aluminium. The soil is deficient in nitrogen, potash, potassium, lime and humus. The color of the soil is red color due to the presence of iron oxide. And next type of soil is the peaty and marshy soil. It is seen in areas of heavy rainfall and have high humidity. The growth of vegetation is very less in case of this peaty and marshy soil. A large quantity of dead organic matter or humus which makes the soil alkaline in nature. This is a type of heavy soil with black color which occurs in humid region. It is formed by the accumulation of organic matter. It is black in color. It is seen in some areas of Kerala also. It is highly acidic and heavy. The next category of soil is saline and alkaline soil. It contains salt like sodium, magnesium, calcium, etc. It is infertile and unfit for the cultivation purposes. The texture of the soil is sandy to loamy. Next is forest soil. It usually occurs in regions of high rainfall. The humus content is less and the soil is acidic. The snow fields. The soil found under the snow and glaciers at the highest peak of Greater Himalayas such as Karakoram Range, Ladakh and Saska. This soil is immature in nature and unsuitable for crops. Next is mountain soil. In the mountain region, it is seen in the mountain regions of the country. It is an immature soil with low humus and is acidic in nature. It is found in hill slopes. Next is the boulder deposits. Large boulders are carried down hills due to rivers and deposited near foothills. Such deposits are encountered in the sub-Himalayan regions of Himachal Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. The properties of these deposits are complex and depend on the size of boulders and the soil matrix. Next is reclaimed soils. What is reclaimed soils? The reclaimed soil is the artificially filled soil. Example, landfills, construction waste, etc. are used as reclamation materials. Types of reclamation materials. First one, hydraulic fills. Second one, sanitary fills. Third one, paper sludge. Fourth one, fly ash and slag. And fifth one, debris and rubbish. These materials are used as reclamation materials for reclamation fills. Next is ground improvement potential. The ground improvement potential is fixed on the basis of the ground conditions. There are mainly three types of ground conditions. They are hazardous ground conditions, poor ground conditions, and favorable ground conditions. So this portion is very important. There are mainly three types of ground conditions. They are hazardous ground conditions, second one poor ground conditions, and third one favorable ground conditions. Hazardous ground conditions. The loose to dense fine sands susceptible for quick and sand conditions lead to liquefaction. This is a hazardous ground condition. The other one include earthquake prone areas, the soils in mining areas, the soils in landslide susceptible areas, the soil with areas near to site from where groundwater is drawn continuously such as have chances for subsidence, and the soil in floodplains. Here the spelling of the plain is mentioned as PLANES. It's not correct. The spelling of plain is PLAIN in this case. It is by mistake I have put as PLANES, but the correct spelling is, it spells as PLAIN. The second ground condition is poor ground conditions. The poor ground conditions include loess, that is deposited by silty soil, black cotton soil or expansive soils, very soft to firm clays, and organic soil. The third one is favorable ground conditions. The favorable ground conditions include cohesive granular soils, cohesionless granular soils, shallow rock without discontinuity, etc. The alternative approaches for ground improvement potential includes bypass the unsuitable soil by means of deep foundation, redesign the structure for support by poor soil even if it may not be feasible or economical, removal of poor material or replaced by suitable materials, improve the properties of existing soil by chemical treatment, etc. are various alternative approaches for the ground improvement. So hoping that you have understood. So today we have covered the different soils in India, the major soil distribution in India, and the reclaimed soils and reclamation fill. Reclaimed soil means artificially filled soils, example landfills, and the various materials used for reclamation are, the types of materials include fly ash, paper sludge, hydraulic fills, etc. And we have studied the ground improvement conditions, hazardous ground improvement conditions, poor ground improvement conditions, and favorable ground improvement conditions. Hoping that you have understood the portions. If you have any doubt, you can contact me. Study well, refer the notes. Okay, thank you. Stay safe.